Welcome to the St. Peter's Engineering College, Department of Civil Engineering. Myself, V. Gajendra, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. So I'm going to be teaching the subject Surveying and Geomatics. So the today's session, I'm going to be discussing about the leveling. So in the leveling, how we are going to be fixing the gradient for a given set of readings, or we are going to be, so the slope, how we are going to be fixing by using the height of collimation method, or it is going to be using by the rise and fall method. So fixing the gradient is more important. If you are going to be taking continuously sloping ground will be there, how we are going to be finding out the gradient? Finding out the gradient by using the two methods are the reduction of levels. Either we are going for the height of instrument method or the rise and fall method. So the fixing of the gradient is going to be called as continuously sloping ground. So the gradient is like this continuous sloping ground. So the various staff readings we are going to be taking, and what is the elevation between, what is the gradient between A to B. So this is the staff readings we are going to be taking. So this is the first setup of the instrument, this is the second setup, third setup of the instrument, and fourth setup of the instrument, and we are going to be reaching from, this is the A point and to the B point. So this is, we are going to be called as a continuously sloping ground. So then, so how we are going to be finding out that what is the gradient of this sloping ground? The gradient is going to be gives that it is going to be like this. So gradient is for every 1 meter horizontal distance, or for every 1 unit, of horizontal distance, what is the vertical will be there. So that is going to be called as 1 in n, 1 horizontal to 1 the n vertical, 1 horizontal to n vertical. We are going to be finding out what is the, based on that, from that we are going to be called as a gradient. The gradient is going to be defined as, so the horizontal to the vertical or the vertical to the horizontal. So that we are going to be getting by using the method, by using the leveling instrument. We are going to be finding out the elevations of the points from the elevation. So we are going to be what are the changes will be there from, so the first point, the second point, second to third to the fourth point, like this, so many number of points we are going to taking to reach the final point. We know that the distance from A to B, and we know that elevation from A to B, difference of the elevation. So the difference of the elevation by, so the what is the change from A to B, that is going to be gives us the gradient. So the gradient is going to be called as slope. So that will be expressing by 1 in n. So by in the leveling, that is the most important. The sloping ground will be there. So how the elevations is going to be varies, and how we are going to be finding out the slope by using the elevations. So the problem is that the following consecutive readings, the following consecutive readings were taken with a level and a 4-meter leveling staff on a continuously sloping ground at common intervals of 30 meters. Common intervals of 30 meters. Common intervals of 30 meters. So the readings are 0.855 on A, 1.545, 2.335, 3.115, 3.825, 0.455, 1.380, 2.055, 2.855, 3.4455, 0.585, 1.015, 1.850, 2.755, 3.845. So that is on B. So this is the field application or the application on the fixing up of the gradient for the continuous sloping ground. How we are going to be applying that the so method of reduction of levels, either height of the instrument method or the rise and fall method, to finding out the gradient of a line. So the following consecutive readings were taken with a level and a 4-meter with a level and a 4-meter leveling staff on a continuously sloping ground at a common intervals of 30 meters. Intervals is given and this is a 4-meter leveling staff and the sloping ground. So these are the three parameters where is more important. And then again, the readings is given. If you see that the readings is going to be starting from so the low value to the high value is 3.825. So 3.825 means after that, so the staff reading is not visible, then we have to be shift the instrument means. So this reading is going to be comes onto the foresight. Next is going to be backside. Then once again it is reaches 3.445. So this is going to become as the foresight, and then all other readings is going to be then last reading is going to become as foresight. So because the staff, the vertical staff will be having maximum height of the 4 meters, we are going to be taking the readings from so the low level to the higher level. Once it is reaching to the 3.85 means, so beyond that, after that point, the staff is not going to be visible because of it is very depression, very low level will be there. So then we have to shift the instrument, and then we have to start the once again we are going to be proceeding to the next points itself. So like that it is going to be now we can able to see that 0.855, 1.84, 2.3.825. If you take that this is a sloping ground, so the instrument will be over here. So in the initial reading is going to be, you see that the initial reading will be less, and if you go for, it's going to keep on increasing. Now it is increasing. Now we are increasing. So this is comes under the 3.825. 3.825. Suppose example is taken. This is sloping ground. So the instrument is kept over here at the highest location. The first reading is going to be this is the first point, second point, third point, and fourth point. The first point will be the staff reading will be low value. Then you are going to keep on so moving to the slope. So the value is going to be staff reading is going to be keep on increasing. That's the same thing here. 0.85, 1.545, 2.35, 3.15, 3.825. Is going to keep on increasing at one certain point. So the staff is not going to be visible looking through the leveling instrument. So then we had to be change. So when we shift the instrument, so then we are going to be shifting over the instrument. Then once again we have to be start the staff reading. So now here the reading is less. Then we now after that once again it is the reading is going to be keep on increases. So this is the next point is 3.44555. So this is second setup of the instrument, this first setup of the instrument. So now, so the beginning value will be very nearer to that, the instrument will be low value, low reading will be there, and we are going to keep on, the distance is going to be increasing. It's also, it is moving towards the slope. So the value, the staff reading is going to be increases. At certain point, so the staff is not going to be visible means, so is then we have to shift the instrument. That is going to be indicating that we are going to be shifting the instrument itself. So then, so we are going to reaching to the last point, and then we are going to be finding out what is this gradient. We are going to find it. This is the so the schematic diagram how the readings, staff readings is going to be varying while you are going to while you are going to be moving from starting point to the end point. So the value, the staff readings is going to keep on increasing. Nearer to the instrument, the staff reading is low, and beyond the leveling instrument, beyond the instrument, so the staff reading is going to keep on increasing at certain point. So the staff reading is not visible. Then we have to shift the instrument. So then the procedure is going to be continued till we are going to be reaching to the end point. From this, we are going to be calculating that what is the gradient of the ground, a given ground or the sloping ground we are going to be given. Now we are going to be working the problem. So the chainage is given. Yes. Rise, fall, and RL. So this is the chain is backside reading, intermediate side reading, foresight reading, rise or fall, and RL. So the chain is given at 30-meter intervals. 0, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, and 360. So the chain is given 0 to 360. 0 is at A point and 360 is at the point B. 360 is at the point B. So what the readings is going to be 0.85, 0.85, 1.545, 2.335, 3.115, 3.825, 0.45, 1.380, 2.055, 2.855, 3.455, 0.585, 1.015, 1.850, 2.755, 3.845. These are the readings. Starting with 0.855, 1.545, 2.335, 3.15, 3.825, 0.455, 1.380, 2.055, 2.85, 2.855, 3.455, and 0.585. And so now from this, so I'm going to be using the rise and fall method. I'm going to be calculating the elevations of the points. So now rise and fall method is always we are going to be comparing with the the difference of the consecutive readings. Difference of the consecutive readings. If you are going to be getting the positive value, then it is going to be comes under the rise. So difference of the consecutive readings is going to be negative value, then it is going to be coming as the fall. So then rise is going to be positive one and the fall is going to be negative one. So subtracted to the reducer level and the rise is going to be added to the reducer level or the elevations of the points. Now the first point is 0.855 minus 1.545. So this is going to be giving as negative because it's going to be giving a sloping ground. All it is going to be called as fall only. So there is no rise is going to be coming. All it is going to be coming under the fall. Then rise is going to be completely 0. There is no rise will be there because The problem itself is going to be given sloping ground. We saw that all the values is going to be keep on increasing. So then it is going to be comes under the fall one. So 0.85 minus 1.545. So 0.690. And the reducer level is given as 380.5. 380.5 is the reducer level is given, 0.690. And then we are comparing with these two, 1.45 minus 2.335 is 0.79 fall, 2.335 minus 3.115 is also fall, 0.78, 3.15 and 3.825, 3.15 and 3.825. So there is another also fall. Then we will not comparing this one, we are going to comparing these two. 0.455 minus 1.380 fall, 0.925. Then comparing these two, 1.380 minus 2.055, 0.675, 2.05 and 2.855. Comparing these two also is a negative one, 0.8, 2.855 and 3.455, 0.6. Then comparing 0.85 and 1.015, 2.85 and 1.015. So this also comes under the fall. 0.43. Comparing 1.015 and 1.850, all comes under the fall. 0.835. 0.835. Then comparing 1.850 and 2.755, 0.905. And last one is compared with the 2.755 minus 3.845. So is 1.09. So 1.09. Now all because of the sloping ground, all it is going to be the coming under the fall. So once you are finding out the rise or the fall, so now we can able to calculate the reducer level or elevation of the point at 30 meters, 60 meters, 90 meters, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, 360 meters. We can able to find out the elevations of that points. So subtracting from the reducer level, because it is going to be coming under the fall -1, we are going to be subtracting. So the 380.0 minus, so then we are able to get the point, we are able to get the value is 379.81. 379.81. Now we are going to be subtracting from this one. 379.81 minus 0.79, 379.02. Then we are going to subtracting from these 379.02 minus 0.78, 378.24. Now we are going to subtracting 378.24 minus 0.71, 377.53. Subtracting 377.53 minus 0.25, 376.605. 376.605 subtracting this 0.675, 375.93. 375.93 minus 0.8, 375.13. So the next one is also going to fall. 375.13 minus 0.6, 374.53. 374.53 minus 0.43, so fall 374.1. 374.1 minus 0.835, 373.26. Then last reading 373.265 minus 0.905, 372.36. 372.36 minus 375.27. So 371.27. Now the we had to be checked that where we calculated the elevations is going to be correct or right, correct or wrong based on the arithmetical check. Now sigma bs is, this is sigma, adding the summation of all the backsides is 1.895. 1.895. Four sides 11.125. 11.125. So now we are going to be using the arithmetical check. Arithmetical check for rise and fall method. Summation of back sides minus summation of four sides equal to summation of rise, summation of fall equal to LRL minus FRL. Summation of back sides is 1.895 minus 4 sides is 11.125 equal to sigma rise is 0. Sigma falls is 9.23 equal to last is 371.27. Last RL is 371.23 minus 380.5. So 371.23 minus 380. So this will be equals to 371.23 minus 27 minus 380.5. So the value is 1.895 minus 11.25 is minus 9.23 equals to minus 9.23 equals to minus 9.23. So we have applied the arithmetical check and we verified that the elevations calculated from the rise and fall method is right or wrong. So then we have to be apply the arithmetical check for rise and fall method is summation of backsides minus summation of foresight equal to summation of rises, sigma of rise minus sigma fall equal to last reducer level minus first reducer level. So then the elevation, the difference of elevation we are getting is 9.23. Now our objective is that one we have to be fixing that the gradient. How we are going to finding out the gradient. Falling gradient of AB. Falling gradient of AB equal to difference of level. Difference of level by horizontal distance. Difference of level is, we got it, is 9.23. The total is going to be 360. So then it will be equals to 1 by 39. Or we say that 1 in 39. So this is the slope. 1 in 39 is the slope. For every 39 meters of horizontal distance, 1 meter fall is going to be there. That is the meaning of 1 in 39. So for every one vertical to 39 horizontal, for every 39 meters, 1 centimeter fall will be there. So that we are going to finding out that is that we are going to call as a gradient. Gradient is going to be called a slope of the line. So we calculated that the inclined line and with the vertical horizontal distance, the slope we have been measured. So this is the sloping ground. We have been measuring like this is. So this is the vertical distance. This is the horizontal distance. Vertical distance is going to be giving that. So these are the, we can say that the elevations of this point. This is the elevation, 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 elevation of the point. This is the chainage is going to be given. The horizontal distance is the chainage from A to B. So the A to B is, so it started with the 30-meter interval, 360 meters. Total is up to here the 360. 0 to 360 is the distance. Now we are going to be fixing that. What is the slope? This one I have to be fixing that the slope, and what is the gradient will be there. So this, what is the fall will be there is for every 13 meters, one centimeter for 1 meter fall will be there. That we are going to finding out by using that the process of rise and fall method. So for this continuously sloping ground, how we are going to be calculating that the gradient for the given staff readings, or we can say that the sloping ground, continuously sloping ground, elevations is going to be given. How we are going to be fixing that the gradient of a line. So then after understanding that the methods of reduction of levels, then the last is the what are the corrections that we are going to apply for the staff readings is the curvature and refraction. So curvature and refraction. Correction for the curvature and refraction correction has to be applied. And finally, we are going to be calculating the true staff reading. What is meant by the curvature correction and what is meant by the what is meant by the refraction correction? What is meant by the curvature correction and what is meant by the refraction correction? So curvature correction, first we discussed about the curvature, then we'll go for the refraction. Curvature correction. So the curvature correction is the vertical distance between the line of sight to the level line. That is what we call a curvature correction. How it will be? So this is a line. So curvature correction is going to give us CC. Curvature correction is going to give us CC. So this is going to be called as line of sight. And this is going to be called as level line. So level line is going to be, so always your level line and line of sight will be so coinciding each other, then only the whatever the readings we are going to be taking is going to be right one. Line of sight and line of sight are the line of collimation. So they coincides with the level line or the plumb line. So then the measurement, what we are taking the vertical measurement is going to be correct. Because of the curvature effect. Curvature effect means curvature of the earth spheroidal surface. So it is not going to be a line of sight, and level line is not going to be parallel to each other. So then it is going to be called as the curvature effect is going to be coming because of the mean spherical surface of the earth. Yeah, the curvature. Then because of this curvature, so whatever the readings we are going to be taken is lower than actually they are. Whatever the readings they are taking lower, so actually lower than they actually are. So we are going to be getting that the correction is going to applied always is going to be -1. So we are going to be measuring that the more distance, the more staff reading, more vertical distance. So that's why we are, because of your line of sight and level line is not going to be parallel to each other. The effect is going to be in the form of a, so the curvature of the curvature of the earth we are going to be considered. Curvature of the earth is going to be considered. That is going to be considered for the long sights. If you are going for the long distance measurement, the effect in the form of curvature is going to becomes, because reason is going to be called as long sight reading. Long sights were taken. So then the curvature effect is going to becomes, what is the curvature effect is that your line of sight and level line will be so separate. It is not going to be parallel to each other. And level line will be some elevation and line of sight will be some elevation. Actually, line of sight or line of collimation and level line will be parallel to each other. It will be coincide. So then the vertical distance is going to be right. Whatever we measured after the leveling up of the instrument is going to be corrected one. If it is two different lines, level line and line of sight is line of sight, or line of collimation is two different lines, so then it is going to be lower than the actually we are going to be observed, or actually we are taking the reading because of curvature effect. Because of the curvature effect, so that we are going to call as curvature correction. How much we have to be applied, because so this is going to be lower than the actually real R. That's why we are going to apply the correction is going to be called as negative one. Curvature correction is always is going to be negative one. So now we are going to be calculating what is the magnitude of the curvature correction. Curvature correction is CC. How we are going to be calculating? So this we are going to be called as line of sight, and this is we are going to be called as level line. So this is we are going to be called as CC. Curvature correction is going to be operated is going to be called as CC. So this effect, so this is the horizontal distance or the line of sight. Line of sight. Horizontal. This is going to be called as level line. So now, so this is the point A, and this is the point B, C, and this is the point D, and this is the point D dash. So now let AB equals to D equals to horizontal distance in kilometers. Horizontal distance. So this is measured in kilometers. B to D is going to be called as curvature correction. B to D is curvature correction. D to C is the radius of the earth. So this we are going to call as earth. Earth. So D to C is the earth, or the radius of the earth. A to C is also the radius of the earth. D to C equals to A to C. A to C is radius of the earth. Radius of the earth. D dash. So D to D dash is going to be called as the diameter of the earth. D dash diameter of earth. So that will be taken as 12,742 kilometers. So 12,742 D dash is the diameter of the earth. Considers it. So now our intention is, our objective is, we are finding out what is the magnitude of CC. Now they take the triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. Right angle triangle. AC square plus AB square equals to BC square. AC square plus AB square equals to BC square. But BC, B to C is B to D plus D to C. So B to D and D to C. So B to D is, that is the coefficient of curvature CC, and D to C is the radius of the earth. So it will be written as CC plus R. So this now AC, A to C is the AB we are assumed as the D. AB equals to D, distance in horizontal. AC square is the R square. It is AB is the horizontal distance. R square plus D square equals to BC value is CC plus R square. CC plus R whole square. CC plus R whole square. Now R square plus D square equal to CC square plus R square plus 2CC into R. So CC is the, when compared to the horizontal distance, CC is almost all, it is going to be a very low value. It is going to be negligible one. CC is going to be neglected. That's why CC square term we are going to be neglected. So R square and R square, CC square is also neglected because of very low fraction. Very low fraction when compared to the so earth diameter or the earth radius. So then finally, so 2CCR equal to D square so D square equal to 2 times of CC into R, then CC equal to D square by 2R. So this is the expression for coefficient of curvature. How much we had to be subtracted. Curvature correction is because while we are going for long sides, long distances measurement, so the spherical or the curvature effect we are going to be considered. What is that magnitude of the curvature correction we have to be applied? So that is CC equal to D square by 2R. So we are going to be substituting that the radius of the earth. So this will be equal to D square into 1000. We are measuring in the meters. So 12,742. So this will be equal to 0.0785. So your CC value is, and this will be negative. The CC value will be negative. Curvature correction is always going to be subtractive or the negative one. The value magnitude of the coefficient of curvature is 0.0785 D square. So now we have to be calculated what is the true staff reading. The true staff reading equal to observed staff reading minus curvature correction. So the true staff reading is observed staff reading minus curvature correction because it is going to be subtractive. What is the magnitude of the curvature correction is 0.075 D square. Now next one is after understanding that the magnitude of the curvature correction. So then we have another correction is going to be applied for the long sides if you are going to be considered is going to be called as refraction. Refraction correction. So this we are going to call it as CR. Refraction correction is going to be CR. So refraction correction, what is the refraction? So while you are going for the long sides, so the side reading is that is going to be light rays are reflected, light rays are refracted because of the air layers, air density, because of the air layer. So the light rays is going to be passing through the air densities, various varying air densities. It is going to be refracted through the telescope. So then whatever the readings we are going to be taking, it will be more than the actually they are. Previous one, curvature correction, due to the effect of the curvature, so that will be lower than actually they are the staff reading. Here, because of refraction, and the light rays is going to be refracted because of the varying air densities traveling for the longer distances. So we are going to be getting that the staff reading will be more than actually they are. So that is we are going to call it refraction correction. So that they estimated as 1/7 times of the coefficient of curvature correction. So the CR is going to be, so the estimated they are going to be evaluated that 1/7 times of the coefficient of curvature. So that we are going to be always, it is going to be added one. So this is going to be additive one. Refraction correction will be additive one. Curvature correction will be a subtractive one. Why refraction correction will be additive one? Will be the staff reading will be more value than the actually the considered. The reason is going to be the light rays from the telescope is going to be refracted because of the varying air densities traveling for the long distances. It is going to be refraction process. Then that will be how much refraction will be there. So the because of that one, the reading is going to be actually, we are going to be getting more reading than the actually. So they are going to be measured. So the correction is going to be additive one, or it is going to be the correction is going to be positive. So refraction correction is going to be positive, and the curvature correction is going to be negative. Then it is estimated as, so 1/7 times of CC. So CR equals to 1/7 times of coefficient of curvature. So that is 1/7 times of 0.0785 d square. So that will be CR equals to 0.112 d square. 0.0112 d square. So what is the magnitude of the refraction correction is 1/7 of CCC, then CR equals to 0.0112 d square. 0.12. So this will be additive one. So your refraction correction is going to be positive and your curvature correction is going to be negative. CR is 0.0112 d square of magnitude. So these corrections has to be applied for the staff reading. Then true staff reading equal to true staff reading is equal to observed staff reading plus CR. That is equal. That is going to be refraction correction. CR is going to be added. Then after knowing that, so coefficient of curvature CC equal to minus value of 0.0785 d square and CR equals to 0.0112 d square. By using this coefficient of curvature and for the refraction correction, we had to go for the combined correction. What is the combined correction? Combined correction. So that is CC plus CR. Curvature correction plus refraction correction is the combined correction. So coefficient of curvature is minus 0.0785 plus 0.0112 d square plus 0.0112 d square. So final value is minus 0.0673. is the combined correction. So combined correction is CC, coefficient of curvature plus coefficient of refraction. So then final, your combined correction is also going to be a subtractive one, minus 0.0673 d square. So then the true staff reading, by using this one, the true staff reading is a true staff reading observed one minus combined correction. The true staff reading is observed staff reading minus combined correction is going to give us the true staff reading. Now this curvature correction and as well as the refraction correction, or we are going to call it combined correction, how we are going to be applying, what is the application of this combined correction to the staff reading. So we will work out one problem, can able to understand that how we are going to be calculating that the combined correction, and they are going to be how we are going to be applying the correction to the true staff reading. The problem is that a level is set up at a point at a point 150 meters from A and 100 meters from B. The observed staff reading at A and B are 2.525 and 1.755. Find the true difference of level. True difference of level between A and B. So this is the problem we are going to apply, and how we are going to be giving the corrections, combined correction to the staff readings, and what is the true difference of level. We are going to calculate it by using the curvature and refraction correction, or we are going to call it combined curvature and refraction correction. A level is set up at a point 150 meters from A and 100 meters from B. The observed staff readings at A and B are 2.525 meters and 1.755 meters. Find the true difference of level between A and B. So now we'll see that what is the combined correction. So combined correction at A minus 0.0673 d square. Combined correction at A is minus 0.0673 d square. So the problem is given minus 0.0673. So what is the distance is 150. So in the problem 150 meters is given, we are going to be, so into the kilometers we are going to be, in the 150 kilometers we are going to be changing the formula. So then it is minus 0.0015 meters. Then correct reading at A correct reading at A. Correct reading at A. The staff reading is given at A is 2.5 meter, 2.525 minus 0.0015. That will be equal to 2.5235. So because combined correction is subtractive, then we are going to subtracting from the true staff reading. True staff reading is 2.525 and the corrected staff reading is 2.525 minus 0.0015. We are corrected at the reading A. Similarly, we are going to be correcting at the reading B. Combined correction at B. So the distance is given as 100 meters. 100 meters. So combined correction at B is distance is given as 100 meters. Then what is the value of the combined correction at B is 0.007 minus 0.307. Then correct reading at B the staff reading is given as 1.755 minus 0.307. Then it is 1.7543 meters. Now the true difference of level of the level between A and B. So that is already we calculated what is the correct reading at A. Correct reading at B is 1.7543. Correct reading at A is 2.5235 minus 1.7543. 2.535 minus 1.7543. This is going to be 0.7692. So this is the true difference of level between A and B by using that the combined correction. Where corrections are going to be applied to the staff reading. So because of the curvature and refraction. So in this way we are going to be applying that the curvature and refraction correction is separately, or otherwise we will do directly apply the combined correction at combined corrections for the curvature and refraction, and we are going to be calculating true difference of the level between A and B. So the previous session we discussed about the how we are going to be finding out the gradient or fixing out the gradient. If it is a given staff area, it is going to be ground. Given ground is going to be continuous sloping ground. How we are going to be fixing by using the rise and fall method. We calculated the elevations of all the points, and we know that what is the total distance. So the difference of elevation from A to B. What is the difference of the elevation from A to B? So by the total distance, we are going to be giving that the gradient. Gradient is going to be called as the slope of the ground. That is going to be expressed in terms of 1 in n. N is going to be varying. That is going to be horizontal distance is going to be varying. That's why we are going to be given as n. One is going to be a constant one. One is going to be the vertical distance is going to be constant, but slope is going to be varying. The horizontal distance is going to be varying. From that, so we are going to be calculating the slope. We are going to call as a gradient. Gradient is going to be called as sloping continuously. So by using the rise and fall method. Then after that, what are the corrections that we are going to apply for the true staff readings? One is curvature effect, another one is going to be called as refraction effect. So what is the curvature effect? Is going to be because of the curvature effect, the readings is going to be lesser than the actual they are. Due to that reason, we are going to be applying the correction is going to be always curvature correction is subtractive. Similarly, refraction correction. Refraction correction is that so because of the refraction of light rays of varying the air densities, so the whatever the staff readings we are taken, that will be more than actually they are, more than the actual are. Like we are going to be applied for the corrections, chain is too long, chain is too small, that is chain is too short. If it is too long, we are going to measure distances is going to be less. So that's why we are going to be correction is always is going to be a positive one. It is too short, correction is negative. because more distances we are going to be measuring than the actual measurement. So that's why it is going to be too short is going to be a subtractive one. Similar here also, it is going to curvature is going to be a subtractive one because of it is going to be low staff reading than the actually they are, lower level than the actually they are. Due for that, we are going to be using that as subtractive. So your curvature correction is going to be subtractive one, and your refraction correction is going to be additive, or it is going to be positive. The reason is that it is more value than the actually measured reading. Like chain is too long, it will be having the distance measured is less. That's why we are going to be adding. So the correction is going to be a positive one. So the curvature correction, what is meant by the curvature correction? What is meant by the refraction correction? How we are going to be fixing the gradient of a line for a sloping ground. So with this we are going to be completing that the leveling. Then we'll go for the what are the different types of the contours, what is meant by the contour, and what are the characteristics of the contours. After understanding the principles of leveling, then we are going to be drawing of the contours. This we are going to be discussing in the next session.